Right, Kindred is now back in the S-tier jungle list for hyper-carrying games, and it's all because, well, they never really left the list, they just kind of dipped down a little bit, but we have a buffed Terminus now, and a shifting and evolving jungle meta, so let's see what Kindred can do against the Kha'Zix, also an S-tier carry jungler. On the main channel, went over the 1v9 carry junglers, because obviously we all know there's a difference between someone who 1v9s a game and really doesn't care if you have gophers in the bottom lane, or, you know, a champion that kind of still needs one person to help out. Kindred really don't need nobody to help out, and in the meantime, for some reason, Maokai was let through ban phase, so the Kindred's doing the Krugs, pathing towards Raptor, sees this Oko, says, maybe I should try and help my ADC, and I understand the reticence here to not do that. If this is doomed, and you can do nothing, because Maokai's full HP, and your ADC 0 HP, and this guy's literally negative HP, don't rotate. Go up to your Raptors, deal with your business, because if you show here, what happens is you don't know if the Kha'Zix is going to be going down to his blue side, or if he's going to be cutting in to take your blue side as well. So the wait here, I'm okay with the wait to try this, but as you can see here, this is definitely a bit more of an aggressive move. Now, obviously with Kindred, you have to have this aggressive move here. We get that heal passive, which is really, really good. We got the Conqueror stacked, and the Maokai's getting super duper low, and we should be able to pick up another kill. Ooh, cancelled auto. And you absolutely must head over to Virkayu.gg. I have a free jungle improvement resource, as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers reach their goals, as we saw with the record number of people hitting them at the end of Season 13. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to Virkayu.gg. And we're queued back. Oh, Jesus Christ. I kind of did expect it to go that way. But then look here. Kha'Zix in the meantime. So what am I talking about? This is what I'm worried about when you do this kind of stuff. Because look, I trust that most of you in Master Plus can make these plays. If you're not a Master Plus, I think this is a little bit too high risk, right? A Gurren would not approve of this kind of play. But it's just to farm and control yourself, especially against Kha'Zix. Now, Kha'Zix, which he also plays. So Kha'Zix, at this point, let's say 240, would be on his wolves. So if you had to react to this kind of play, say at 245 to 40 to 50, after you've done your Raptors, then you're okay. Because now you know, once you've done this, this guy's already in this quadrant. So he can't cut up to your blue side. You can go back to base and you can control it. But because we show so early, it gives him time to cut across. And of course, he sees the Cassio flash in onto the Azir, who flashes out, and he gets a kill himself. He shows him the ward here, so Kindred knows exactly what's going on. And now we know we're most likely going to be losing our blue. So Kha'Zix will drag this sucker out with Smite, make sure he gets it perfectly done. Kindred just goes straight to the wolves, knowing it's gone. And in this particular case, I'm a little bit irritated. Again, with the Aatrox, I think all of us in high elo would be irritated with this kind of play, because you know that the Kha'Zix is taking your blue. You know that the Kha'Zix showed on a turret. And again, in the words of Virkayu 2, it's not jungle diff, you're just bad. A lot of this is easily avoidable by paying attention to your trades relevant to jungle pathing. And of course, not just in this scenario, I mean like as a general state of being, that's how you should be thinking. Now, in the meantime, Kha'Zix at this stage knows Kindred should have come to the top side and intelligently says, because Kindred's going to be coming out with, you know, itemization advantage, I'm just going to go back to base, cancelled actually, and decides to hang around now. I think his first decision was a great idea, no? That was a great idea. I can't fight the Kindred itemization advantage. I'm just going to go back to base. Yeah, Kindred can obviously now go from Scuttle to the Azir. We hit that E there, missing HP, so you want to save that as much as possible. Nice lateral Q over the wall. E finish off. Chef's kiss, beautiful kill. And now you categorically know, without a doubt, even though you've got 0 marks, that you want to go and do this bottom Scuttle, and you also categorically know the Maokai is going to show up, Kha'Zix is going to show up, and Kha'Zix will have a better itemization advantage than you because he based later and he got that kill. So the question here is, can I kill everyone before Kha'Zix shows up? Can I kill the Maokai? Can I kill the Ezreal? Can my Cassiopeia rotate and cut them off? Can we win before we lose the numbers advantage game? And in this particular case, the Jhin is just mega shilling on the turret. Azir shows up and we're forced to give it up. And I think in this particular situation, if you were to look at the map from a rational point of view, you might think, okay, look, I didn't get the blessed luck. That sucks. But what I do know is that I can easily go back to my Grump and gank top lane. Kha'Zix will 99% go to the bottom lane thinking that he needs to stop my Scuttle Crab. And of course, you know, he started top side, so he's probably inclined to take this bottom side. You follow what I'm saying here? When we counter bases Kindred, we get the Scuttle Crab. This guy goes back to base. 99% he's going to go to the bottom side to deny you the mark. As a Kindred player, I know he's going to try and deny me the mark, and I know Maokai's in the river too. So why do I even bother after killing Azir going here? I used to accept that fate because, my good friends, we know that if we go and do our Grump and gang top lane, such that we should be able to, we also know that if Kha'Zix takes the sucker, 45 seconds once he does that, we're going to have a fresh mark in this Raptor camp, which I might be able to counter jungle if he spends too much time on the bottom side. Do you follow now? And that's the power of Kindred thinking. At the same time, you know, if you're Kindred and you have Prior and you have your lanes with you and you kill a mid laner, you want to contest the Scuttle Crab. I just don't necessarily think it's always the best play. Even if we're trying to get those marks up, you see the marks haven't been working for us. I mean, it's a pity we didn't get the one in the Ezreal level 2 rather, but that's mostly because, you know, if you use your mark in the Ezreal, he runs away. So you kind of don't want to actually use it in that situation. We're still marked up on the Kha'Zix, which I do think in this particular case, this is not so good. Kha'Zix honestly knows this is happening. Yeah, you're going to be collapsed upon here. Bottom, it's a 3v2. We have a small advantage. We hop over the wall. There's Kha'Zix. ISO damage goes all the way in full combo trade. Misses his W though. Ezreal over the wall. And now we're going to be killed unnecessarily. So the jungling we are seeing at this particular stage is not so good. But the Kindred will get a mark. Oh, yes, that's what I was waiting for. I was like, do we get an assist? An assist for the mark. Did you get the mark? Very important. We must get the marks. But again, many games, Kayn, Kindred, just don't let it compromise good jungling. Trust me on this one, okay? I've played Kindred a lot, and already in 2015, 2016. Do not let, and I wrote guides in 2017 on my main channel that did well. This is a champion very close to me. I have a lot of issues with coaching Kindred where they let the mark game totally compromise good jungling fundamentals, and the ones that just understand how to play jungling correctly, they don't have this issue. Now, I'm okay with you contesting the Scuttle Crab, but again, why? Sorry, the Raptor camp, but why? You know Kha'Zix is up there, your mid laner is dead, your Azir is over there. You don't have the numbers, so why make the coin flip, right? Go for the guarantee plays, use your target swap, your manual mark system better. Right? Because we probably should have used our mark swapping a little bit better to get more stuff. Again, it's still on the Azir here with level 5, we're compromised. But don't worry, none of this matters because you're Kindred, and again, you're 1v9. Whoa, that was a nice double Q from the Aatrox. He kills the Kha'Zix, and you see the mark was on the Azir there. We didn't swap it at all. You got 8 seconds there, like use the time, right? Because you never know. If you swap the mark and you get an assist post-mortem, that's what you want, right? That's the good shit. That's the nice stuff. Because you're getting a free stat, even though you made a bad play. And now we're going to go to the top side mark, and guess what Kha'Zix is going to do? Yes, I will help you take this mark. Actually, at this particular stage, he's an intelligent bug, because he realizes, look, if I just do this, let's see, for him, no, he's not level 6. You know, I have no lanes, so I'll give that mark away. Kindred decides to sacrifice pathing logic for this mark. I think we can all agree, if you play Kindred a bit more, you're probably already heading in that direction if you got the timer going, but that's fine. We're at 2 now. We still have the mark on the Azir here, grounded. Miasma, huge. We're going to go for the Azir. Whew. Not quite able to Q there away from Maokai. Ooh, I still don't know how we got through this game. We're going to have to speed up from the Zillion. Zillion Kindred is beautiful. Nice flash there to get that kill in that Muxie. Now we're 3. Now you're saying, well, see, Virkayu works. Just play like an idiot. No. If you played intelligently, I think you'd be at 3 anyway, but you'd have, I don't know, what's a conservative estimate? 14 more CS? Minimum? And he would have died last. But at the same time, what is this showing to you? 1v9 requires a bit more oomph in your jungling. It requires a bit more aggression and understanding that sometimes you're going to come out the wrong end of a high-risk play. But at the same time, I think there is a happy middle ground between conservative, high-risk, and Kindred slots them perfectly, as long as you do it with a measured aggression. Now, obviously, because Kha'Zix shows topside and is 99% going to go do the grubs, Maokai knows Kindred's coming for the grump. The Zillion does a good job positioning here. I don't know where the Maokai goes in. He gets double bump rooted, and this will just be a kill for the Kindred. And again, the mark goes through, and we use our ult there. Ezreal goes all the way in. I did not expect that Ezreal damage, but I should have. Another kill, and now we can get this mark, which will be number 5. And there's pings going onto the Maokai, which, it's fair play. He is just playing Maokai. Huge. Now, you're going to say to me, yeah, but playing aggressive has clearly worked, but it hasn't, right? We got the RNG blast here, laner Prior. Then we rotated to this. We made the play on the Azia to get that mark. We made the play here to get it on the Malk and the Ezreal. And we made the play to move up to this Grump to punish the positioning of the Kha'Zix, right? We made those plays. And now Kha'Zix going to go into our jungle. We see this. We know this. That's fine. This is good. Because now we'll have Kraken completed. Huge spike. Okay, we can move into our Trinity Force and then, of course, into the Terminus. Terminus. Getting tankiness and penetration all at the same time. Kind of like the Foundation Planet. And basically here you see the Kha'Zix is now stuck on that top side because of this pathing. So as soon as our pathing became a little bit more, let me just get the shit that's free sequence and then let me kind of play off of what's going on. Hey, we got all the marks we wanted. And now we get this Wolf Camp as well. Beautifully done. Maokai again showing up. At this particular stage, you know you're going for the aggressive mark, but it doesn't matter anymore because now you won't be. Now we get the mark, the exhaust, excuse me, to come through. The death here, Zillion. Nice. Triumph Rock. How are we not dead? It's incredible. But this is this right here is it. If you can get to this moment as a Kindred player, you are 1v9. You will solo carry every game. Now, maybe you played a bit more aggressively and you play like this person. Okay, fair play to you. Just understand the downsides of your decisions. Maybe you play a little bit more dialed back. More map control, more intelligent mark gathering, but you end up at this place anyway, right? Like, that's the ultimate goal. Now you have to use your mechanics and just absolutely smoke on people. We obviously have the Conqueror stack here, which will give us some healing. We've got the Triumph proc, we've got our passive. So once this kill goes through, you get all of that working together, and the Maokai just at this point does not have that damage. And right there, unironically, the Q nerf to the Maokai, when we do die to the Kha'Zix, the Q nerf to the Maokai is why we didn't die. That's quite funny. Sometimes that happens, isn't it? I mean, it's a nerf that doesn't really do anything, but right there, it did something. Kha'Zix gets a clean up though, and at the end of the day, what I want you to reflect upon as we praise the Kindred for being 744 with 59 CS, the Kha'Zix is 721. Not like he's not fed, right? So what I would posit here, what I would suggest, perhaps, is a better word, is that if you play a little bit more intelligently with that pathing early, the result is that you are just as fed, but Kha'Zix is not fed. And that's something I'm willing to go on, personally. I don't really want to fed Kha'Zix against me. We have Bruiser Kha'Zix, Assassin Kha'Zix, and now, of course, we're not letting the mark system compromise us here because we know Kha'Zix is down on the bottom side. We've seen that. We know this mark is on the Krugs. We're going to gank top lane. We've got plates up for another 2 minutes. We've got the respawn of the Grubs in our mind in most games around this point in time. And we know that we can also cheese the Jax if he were to come back up, right? You don't know where everybody is. Obviously, you can see here the Azir's going down. We know there's 2-3 there. Honestly, you could look to just cheese the Jax here. If you're fed Kindred, sit in this brush. Chill. Wait for him to show up. Kill, take the wave, hit some more plates. You see where I'm going with this? So if you get 3 Grubs, that's a play I would make there versus like just counter jungling. I think that's a bit more potent and vicious. Obviously, he wants to go back to base, but let's be honest, between you, me, and the wall, in your Emerald games, in your Diamond games, in your Silver games, hell, even in your Master games like this one, even though the Aatrox needs to go back to base and buy, you know, as a fake Kindred there, you and the Aatrox can kill the Jax pretty easily, right? Like, we're all aware that that's a possibility. Now, this particular stage, we don't have a lot of cash money gold, and I am a little bit concerned about the fact that we went Wolves, Raptors down versus, like, maybe something else, but, you know, we're hovering mid, and I'm okay with that as a principle, obviously. I just want to make sure I'm there for those next grubbies as they spawn, so we can snack them quickly, because at 13:45 they go bye-bye. Also, if you track in the mark system, we got 7, so it will be in the buff now, and the red buff is going to spawn as well. See how we're shadowing the mid lane, though? Kha'Zix jumps in here, is able to actually kill the Cassiopeia, and obviously the Maokai ult forces the Kindred to disengage. That's okay, but that's why we were shadowing mid lane. That's fine stuff. I mean, you know something's afoot. Now, obviously, Kha'Zix goes and takes his red buff and says, you will not get those. No, you will not get those. Jax moves on down. Why? Because they all want the grubs. And our Kindred's like, well, I need to see what's going on. I'm strong enough to fight this. Can we see? Look at the damage on the Jax here. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at it. There's no reason why you couldn't have cheesed the Jax top lane. I think that's actually probably, if you're smurfing or if you're just not master tier, I would do that. It's way more valuable than the Raptors, Wolves Raptors shadowing mid lane, because you just eviscerate, you push, you force more rotations, and mid lane inherently would open up as a byproduct. So rather, like, think of it like direct evidence versus indirect evidence. This would be the direct firm hand, and you'd have an indirect impact on the mid lane versus here having that direct impact on the mid lane, but it doesn't really affect top lane at all, so choose wisely your decisions. That's really, I think this is what's good about this champion. Kha'Zix too. Like, we're talking very heavily about what do we value in the jungle pathing-wise? What do we see? What can we track? What do we understand that we can take advantage of? And I love that. I love that, absolutely. I think the more champions that have this, that are not item reliant, the better. Now, of course, Kha'Zix is a little bit, you know, strong and irritating and things like this, but I never, like, while he's strong and he's frustrating and he's annoying to face for a lot of champions, I don't play a game versus Kha'Zix and think, well, that was unfair, right? Whereas you play against other champions that, especially the newer ones, you just think, well, that's just a bit stupid, isn't it? Like, what am I meant to do in that situation? Kindred is beatable as well. It's not like Kindreds are just inherently running around getting 20 kills a game with 0 skill. I mean, look at this. Kha'Zix kills the Kindred very, very easily. Now we've got an ult going off here. We're going to try and always try and save that E-proc. Nice snipe from the Jhin. Oh my goodness. And we flash over the wall there for Kindred to reposition. Nice snipe from the Jhin. Yep. And nice W there from the Maokai to dodge spells. I mean, look, he's not doing very much, the Maokai, but it looks like he's doing a lot of stuff, which is a problem with a lot of people just playing Maokai. Fist bump. They're not that good. And now, good Maokai players, you can tell. And yes, they do exist good Maokai players. Really do. But when he's this broken, you don't really need to be good at him. You can just run around and do these things and win most of the time. And that's what's frustrating. So, we take this mid lane turret. Our bottom lane presence has done good things. And now Azir's a little bit worried about maybe everyone collapsing. So he's just going to go back to... No, he's not. He's not going to go back to base. He says, I will in fact kill you for your hubris, Cassiopeia. And Kha'Zix will say, thanks, man. And he takes the kill away. Fascinating. Kindred's top side. Now we got a pretty big lead, gold-wise. 7.8. We don't have a big gold lead. That was weird. I honestly thought. We have a big CS lead. We have an experience lead. But Kha'Zix is up by 800, 900 gold. Shutdowns, baby. They do a lot. Plus plates. Alright, I think at this particular stage, you obviously know that their whole team could be posturing here for this. You don't know that the Kha'Zix is down there at this particular stage. You saw him down bottom lane, you know he got the kill, but you don't know if the sucker's coming straight up to the top lane to contest this, to contest the mark. You don't know exactly where he's going to be. Like, he's actually here. He's not thinking about this, which I think is his big mistake. He's powerful enough to do these things, and he's not doing it. And Kindred's obviously going to take the Krugs. What are we at now? 9. Woo, baby. And obviously Jack sags off, unknown. I don't know what's going on. I see stuff here, but, you know, I don't feel that strong. Kha'Zix has just given up a lot of control, but Kindred's moved well now. This has been a much better movement than in the early game. Right. Gold amount is 3,000 though, and again, you might be thinking, but you tell us not to stay out this long. I tell you not to stay out this long at level 1. I don't want you to go to 9 minutes no itemization. At this stage, you're strong enough with your marks, with your items, to not need to reset blindly. Yeah? Like, you don't have to just go back to base. And in this case, I think shadowing there is fine because you know you're strong, and now you go back to base, you got the Trinity Force, you got the Kraken. Let's see the damage spike before Terminus, because we only go that third, think about that. Okay, WQ to get into that E there, nice little slow, and the guy most likely should die here, obviously. We have the Zillion ult, nice R by the Zillion. There's the... The Kha'Zix thought he had it for a second, but no, he didn't. Now we're going to chase down the Maokai there. The kill callout thing isn't happening for some reason. Meant to happen. There it is, yeah. Sorry. It's a glitch in the replay system. Sometimes the kills don't show up anymore. I don't know. Take your Herald for a ride. I think that's a good decision. Oink. Look, the game isn't over. You got a 4k gold lead, and it feels like it's over, but Kha'Zix can do a lot of things. His early game was better, but his mid game is not so good. One more auto on that turret. A little bit of a greed, though. So that's where the 6 grubs, 4 grubs, 5 grubs makes a difference, but you're not going to win or lose because of the grubs. They just enable certain moments, and you just have to understand if you have that moment enabled or you don't. So, speed it up, please, sir. Right, Kindred respawns. Looking at the map here. Keep your eyes on the minimap always. The mark there obviously going to come up a little bit of a glitch, but it'll be there on the Baron. Azir kills the Cassio. We show up. We have ult at this particular stage, so we're just going to full commit. E-proc is just hilarious. Jax TP's in. Kha'Zix is moving down with the Maokai. There you go. So now we can dip back down to the Zillion, get the speed up. Laugh in Jax's face. Oh, they're actually going to try here. He does not have flash, though. See how strong Kindred is at this point? Cancelled auto again. Azir is, Azir. Aatrox is mid lane. This is fine. Dragon's coming up. So, do we want to go for this dragon fight? I think we do. I feel strong. I have a Zillion with me. My ult is up. Hello? And here, just kill people. Just focus on kill. Look at this. They're focusing on dragon, just kill people. Literally just kill people. It's so easy. That's why, when you have total agency and total control over every game with your champion, 2300 damage on the Kraken there. And of the wall, we got speed up. 14.56. So the early game, look, I maintained the early game was not the best execution of piloting. I maintained the early game was not the best example of higher MMR jungling. Obviously, this is Master, not GM, not Challenger. But the goal, as I said, is the same. Can you get to that moment in 10 minutes and run with it? And since then, since 10 minutes to now, perfect. That's the kind of control you're looking for with these kind of junglers. So out of base, we move into our blue side quadrant. Azir's pushing the top lane. Hello, Azir. How do you do? Goodbye, Azir. Nice to see you. We have this... the wall. We still catch him, though. Oh, thank you. Blue... Sorry, not blue. Green. What color is this? Green smite for the Kindred here. Extra shield, extra survivability is always nice on Kindred. It's just a better way to go. Could you go with red in these cases? Yes. Could you go with blue in these cases? Yes. I don't really feel like... There's obviously good decisions for pets in each jungler, but I don't feel like it's necessarily game-breaking. You know, there's certain champions where you can have a personal style, but green's a good bet on Kindred. Especially against Kha'Zix and Azir and all this damage. Kha'Zix is on the other side of the wall. Pretty easy steal for him, so we're looking to do this and do this well, and then turn. The ground on the Kha'Zix there is going to lead to his death. Beautiful miasma from the Cassiopeia, and we'll finish that off. Nicely done. Aatrox backline, missing spells, doesn't matter, ADC and 2K24 go mega lol. But what Kindred can do very, very well is split push. So, catch the wave, people are dead, don't worry about them, you kill everybody anyway. So this is where, see, I play the game still, when I play Zyra, I don't have the same aggression because I'm not Kindred, but the map control Kindred style I've been talking about, I play Zyra like that a lot. But the problem is, I cannot mechanically outplay a lot of those scenarios that Kindred can, obviously. And in that case there, where you can just push up waves and kind of hang around a lot longer, I can't do that either. But Kindred, you can. You have that control, and that's what a 1v9 jungler means. You can split push when you're fed, and anyone who comes, you can kill them. If someone's split pushing, you can collapse and kill them. You can push waves. You don't have to worry about being in a mechanical situation, because you can outplay, because you just outwin, whatever that means. We'll take the Scuttle Crab for the stats, then we'll catch the Vision here, and then now we're going to shove one up a little bit. Aatrox vs Jax in the top wave. Ezra ults, hits nada, nada, nada. Obviously, watch the Maokai there, because that can be very dangerous. This is good poke from everybody. That makes it tough for Maokai. Good poke. Don't allow him to W in there in that situation. Crashes away from the bottom. Cassio joins in. Good. 1-3-1. She pushes up and cuts in. He beats his matchup, which means the 1-3-1 is actually not so good in this particular situation, because you usually want it to be parallel pushing. 1-3-1. We're down here. It's not really a 1-3-1. If he wins, cool beans. If he dies, bit of a concern. But the idea is that you join in once you shove up enough, or the enemy team just engages on you 5v3. You have to be aware of all of these eventualities. At this point, you have to decide, do we trade inhib for inhib, or should someone just go back to stop him taking inhib? Because currently we're winning, and we really don't need to trade inhibs at this point. Like, I'm comfortable with both of us not having an inhib. However, I think it's a little bit too late, and it's good stopping us. Base now, you know, not much you can do here. Now you might as well stay out. Level 15 to 12, by the way. Now the gold amount is 2,000 in advantage of the Kindred. This is good. This is very good. That was nice. Jin's hit some good shots. But now we can keep sieging. There's no stress. See, now we are in a 1-3-1. We're going ahead and kill that. This is what I'm talking about. You see that? Now, obviously, we have our R available as well. So it's a little bit of a cheat code, but that is what we're looking to do. Nice Q dodge. See, they're so focused on the Kindred, the team are playing around it. Very, very well done. Should be able to end here, actually, with that. But that's what I was telling you about Maokai. Most of you do that, and you're not a Kindred, and you don't have a Zillion, so you just die. In this case, we got 2 revives. Beautiful game in terms of 10 minutes to 25 minutes. This is a really good example of just how to do the Kindred shit, do the Nidalee stuff, do the Bel'Veth stuff. This is how you win games. It's how you carry games. First part, I maintain, could have been done better, but at the same time, that's not always cut and dry, and there's different philosophies. So thank you very much for watching. If you like mine, Virkayu.gg. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next one.